start on the left with Memoirs of Government and Politics. Then we have Myth, Congeniality, Science, Actors Playing Playwrights, Time to Go Big, but sometimes a little is enough with little in quotation marks. Laura, what strikes your fancy?
Science for 1600.
The name of this brightest star in our night sky comes from a Greek word for glowing. Laura.
What is Polaris?
No. Will.
What is Sirius?
Sirius is the brightest, yes.
Myth, Congeniality for 400, please.
A Greek hero got a cool new ride using Athena's golden bridle to tame this equine. Stephen.
What's Pegasus?
Yes.
Science 2000, please.
Arthur McDonald won a physics Nobel for showing that these really tiny chargeless particles have mass. Stephen.
What are neutrinos?
Yes, they are.
Science 12.
The answer there is one of the 2 daily doubles in the round. As a scientist, will you wager big here?
Let's make it a true daily double.
Oh, well, that is big. $6,400 at stake in science. Here's your clue. Water boiling and turning into steam is an example of an isobaric process, meaning this remains constant.
What is pressure?
Yes, you have just doubled to $12,800.
All right. Going well. Let's do science for 800, please.
An ammeter, which seems like it should be called an amp meter, measures the flow of this. Will.
What is electricity?
More specifically?
Electric current.
Current is right.
Science for 400.
Franz von Soxhlade first suggested that milk for sale undergo this process, named for another scientist. Laura.
What is...
Out of time. Will.
What is pasteurization?
For Louis Pasteur, that's it.
Time to go big for 16.
The Waco Surf Park has one of these a mile long. It takes 45 minutes for one round float. Laura.
What is the lazy river?
That's right.
Time to go big for 1200.
Dubbed the American Dream, the world's self-proclaimed longest car is a 26-wheeled, 100-foot limousine. Naturally, this type. Will.
What is a stretch limousine?
Right.
Time to go.
Bearing a name from Tlingit, this spruce species of the Pacific Northwest can be 200 feet tall and 15 feet in diameter. That's a Sitka spruce. Back to you.
Actors playing playwrights for 16.
In a 1997 film, Stephen Fry played this Irish poet and dramatist, while Jude Law played Lord Alfred Douglas. Will.
Who is Oscar Wilde?
Correct.
Myth, Congeniality for 16.
Frigga got an oath from fire, water, iron, you name it, to not hurt her son, this Norse god of light. But things got hairy anyway. Will.
Who is Balder?
That's right.
Myth for 1200.
The answer there is the other daily double. Stephen made a big move a moment ago, but you are nipping at his heels.
6,000, please.
All right, you'll have the lead back if correct. In Myth, Congeniality. Accidentally grazed by one of Cupid's arrows, Venus fell in love with this handsome youth.
Who is Narcissus?
No, I'm sorry. That's too bad. This is the myth of Venus and Adonis. So that drops you down, but you're still in second place. We'll select.
Myth for 2,000.
Fish were thrown into a fire on August 23rd during a festival honoring this Roman god of fire. Stephen.
Who's Vulcan?
Yes.
Myth, Congeniality for 8, please.
I spy this goddess who re-pieced her hacked-up husband Osiris. Now that's supporting your boo. Laura.
Who is Isis?
That's correct.
I'll take Time to go big for 400.
The University of this Argentine city has an enrollment of more than 300,000. Stephen.
What's Buenos Aires?
Yes.
Sometimes a little is enough for 2,000, please.
Playing a mean quarterstaff, he was an original member of the Merry Men. Stephen.
Who's Little John?
Yes.
Memoirs of Government and Politics for 400, please.
Head of this agency from 1973 to 1977, Russell Train wrote Politics, Pollution, and Pandas. Will.
What is the EPA?
You got it.
Memoirs for 800.
Known and Unknown is by Donald Rumsfeld, who served Gerald Ford and George W. Bush in this job. Will.
What is Secretary of Defense?
Right.
Memoirs for 1,200.
Man of the House was a bestseller by Tip O'Neill, who held this post from 1977 to 1987. Laura.
What is Speaker of the House?
That's correct.
Memoirs for 1600.
A bit of a maverick herself, in Bad Republican, this political daughter writes of not fitting in. Will.
Who is Meghan McCain?
Yes.
Memoirs for 2000.
Trent Lott's memoir of his life in politics is aptly titled Doing This, which might actually be easier with pets than with senators. Stephen.
What is herding cats?
That's the title of the book, yes.
Time to go big, 800, please.
A type of bird-eater spider, able to grow to a leg span of 12 inches across, bears the name of this biblical guy. Laura?
Who is Goliath?
You got it.
I'll take sometimes a little is enough for 1200.
Animation purists said the sky is falling when this computer-animated film was released in 2005. Stephen?
What's Chicken Little?
That's the film.
Sometimes a little is enough, 1600, please.
The star Polaris is at one end of it. Will?
What is the Big Dipper?
No. Stephen?
What's the Little Dipper?
That's it, yes.
Sometimes a little is enough, 8, please.
How did Junior know Grandpa was arrested? Maybe this idiom about what kids overhear. The expression is little pitchers have big ears. Stephen, back to you.
Okay. Sometimes a little is enough, 4, please.
Her grandmother is consumed by a wolf who tries to eat her. Will?
Who is Little Red Riding Hood?
Yeah.
Actors playing playwrights for 2000.
In Shakespeare in Love, Rupert Everett has an uncredited role as this contemporary of Shakespeare. Will?
Who is Marlowe?
Good for 2000.
Actors for 1200.
Jim Broadbent and Alan Corduner played this theatrical pair in Topsy Turvy at work on the Mikado. Will?
Who are Rogers and Hammerstein?
No. Stephen?
We're Gilbert and Sullivan.
Right, you are.
Actors in 800.
In 2004's Finding Neverland, Johnny Depp played this playwright and creator of Neverland. Will?
Who is Barry?
That's right, Jan Barry, and here's the final clue in actors playing playwrights. In Blonde, Adrian Brody plays this man, who wrote the screenplay for The Misfits, his wife's final film. Laura?
Who is Miller?
Arthur Miller, married to Marilyn Monroe. That's correct, takes you to $4,800. Another strong game for Stephen as he's got a big lead heading into final, where all three of you will be dealing with this category. National parks, that sounds like fun. Clue today. Let's reveal the clue. It's named for a river indigenous people called Mitsiadazi, translated by French-speaking trappers as Pierre Jaune. 30 seconds. Good luck. To have a little French on this clue. Laura Donegan in the middle with $4,800 wrote down didn't get to a response, so we're going to take away all but $1. Will Travis on the end had $7,400 after an unfortunate encounter with a daily double, but a strong game. What did he come up with? What is Yellowstone? Yes, that's literally what Pierre Jaune means in French. So you're going to add 2201, bringing you to 9,601. But Stephen Webb had a very impressive $23,200 coming into final today. Did he know it was Yellowstone? No, 3 question marks. So you're going to lose just $3,270, leaving you with $19,930. But you have beaten the 2-day streak. You are now a 3-game champion with $80,600.
ما هو مرض إيذاء الجسم؟ مرض إيذاء النفس أو جرح الجسم عن طريق